Right. It's been, I don't know, 3 weeks, a month since I've gotten this thing. Here's some of the stuff I really hate about the Steam Deck, and some of the stuff I still quite love. Now, hate is dislike. How about we use dislike, right? Let's not hate. Let's dislike. First and foremost, I love this thing. It's by far the most incredible value I've had in gaming. Um, I'm not worried about my game library really disappearing when I upgrade to the next console. So love that. Let's talk about the things that I hate. I hate this. See how it plugs into the top? That's annoying. Nintendo had something right. They had you plug their stuff into the bottom. That was kind of a far better deal. Uh, I know that's kind of a thing of preference, but with this thing, you can't really put it into a dock like a Switch. You can't really use a 90-degree cable, which I use a 90-degree cable in quite a few places where, for whatever reason, I just like the cable. For example, my laptop, right? Most laptops have the cable go in from one side or the other, and I just feel like using a 90-degree cable will probably keep it from damaging the charging port when eventually I do drop the poor thing. I'm probably wrong, because hey, if it drops on the port, it drops on the port, right? But hey, I can dream, right? No, no, the port being up here is not that big a deal. It's kind of a mild annoyance, if I'm honest. It's not, whatever. But if we go from the port over to the battery, that is a huge annoyance. So, this thing is like super skinny throughout here. And if I remember correctly, the battery sits about here. I really wish they gave it a little more chunk factor and gave it a bigger battery. I mean, this thing lasts for about 2 hours, from what I've experienced. It's about 2, maybe 3 hours or so on battery, and then you got to charge it. And you can't charge it with your phone charger because this thing takes 15 volts. You basically need a laptop charger to charge it. Makes sense. This is a computer. It's a laptop with a controller glued onto it and a little tiny screen. I get it. That's fine. Just kind of wish I could trickle charge it from, like, my mountain of freaking power banks that will never do a laptop, because hey, I bought all of these before laptop USB-C charging was a thing. You know, it's kind of a mild annoyance. Right now, this thing's plugged into my laptop charger down below. That's about the only real annoyances I have physically with this thing. The screen's nice and big. The speakers are pretty decent. They're not like the most incredible thing, but I don't expect them to be incredible. I expect them to be a handheld console. The fan gets a little bit loud on it, and you can pretty much use this thing as a heater if you want to. I mean, by the way, this is why you can't use a 90-degree cable. If you use a 90-degree cable that comes out this way, the cable will kind of flop over your trigger finger, so you can't really use the thing. If you use a 90-degree cable that comes over this way, it covers up the exhaust port for the CPU. That's fine. Like, it's a minor annoyance. I totally get it. I'm not fully justified in hating on this thing, but yeah. The screen's fine. I don't hate the screen. Um, the joysticks are so good. Like, these are the things I love about this thing, right? The hatred, there's just software issues, minor software issues. If you're playing Grand Theft Auto 5, they have a certain key combination that will pull up the physical keyboard, not physical, but virtual keyboard, right? Well, that works, except for the part where it pulls the virtual keyboard up and it puts the virtual keyboard in the foreground. If I pull the keyboard up, I want it to directly affect whatever is in the back behind the keyboard, right? I don't want it to be the thing that's pulled up. I'm sure this is something that's like a super minor thing, but it's annoying. And look, Grand Theft Auto 5, you want to use a keyboard because cheats, right? Like, I mean, this is a handheld. This isn't my home computer. I'm probably not gonna be on the Wi-Fi that's decent enough to have a good online play session, unless I'm home, at which point I'll use a computer. But if this is your only console, yes, I get it. You can use it for online, and cheats aren't the thing online. Cool. If you're doing it on the go, you don't really have Wi-Fi. You're gonna play Grand Theft Auto, you're gonna play a game. It's gonna be offline. It's gonna be a campaign or something, and you're gonna wanna try and use some sort of cheat or input something or whatever. It's just a mild annoyance. I think this is the combo. Oh, it doesn't really pull it up in the. It doesn't pull it up in the Steam menu. That's a mild annoyance. But look, the things I love these joysticks. They're so good. They're just so good. These aren't the. This thing hasn't been modded with the really cool Hall effect ones, but these are so good. I mean, I have the sensitivity or the dead zone turned way down on these, and I don't have any issues. I'm sure I'll have issues. This is a brand new console, so like or at least a month old console. The joysticks haven't had time to wear in. I'm sure they'll wear in at some point. But here's the deal. This is what this thing came with. It came with a semi-rigid case, right? This isn't a full-on hard case, but it's rigid. And look at that. It's got cutouts for your joysticks. So I'm not afraid of damaging them if I carry it in this. So, like, I haven't had a need to put protectors on it or anything. The D-pad's pretty darn good. It looks like it would be really awkward having it up here, but when you're playing, like, it's pretty good. I really do like it. These guys right here, I'm not really into them. The touchpads. Games like Ace Combat, I like to use the touchpads every once in a while if you want to just very quickly be able to turn around and look what's behind you or whatever. This one's useful. I haven't found too much use for this one in games. I'm sure there is a use. I mean, like, the controller side of this thing is wonderful. The joysticks are great. The buttons are fantastic. These, the menu and tasks, or I don't know what that is. Start and select buttons, I guess. Those are kind of in a weird place. Years of playing consoles with the start and select down below have conditioned me to go like to here for the actual buttons. But you know what? Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. The software, it's constantly improving. I mean, there's like updates quite often for this thing. And it does run the most of my games. There is one big game that it will not run for whatever reason. It just gets stuck on I think of the loading screen for Grand Theft Auto 4. I haven't messed with it long enough, or I haven't really had a need to, I haven't had the desire to sit here and try and figure out how to get Grand Theft Auto 4 working. I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could tweak some sort of Proton setting or something, and it would work. I just can't be bothered to, because Grand Theft Auto 5 works. Now, if you buy one of these, do yourself a favor. Download this thing, the little desk job thing, and play it. It's a game, sort of a game. You do need to have the volume on, because for some reason Steam didn't add subtitles to it. But play the game. It's kind of fun. It's sort of whimsical, whatever. But it goes through and kind of teaches you how to use the console. It teaches you how the touchpads work. It teaches you about the joysticks. It teaches you all the button layout. Teaches you the microphones. Don't care about microphones. I don't do online with this thing. But if you do, they're there. The things I didn't know that the Steam Deck had. These thumbsticks, they have little capacitive sensors here. So when you touch the stick, it knows that you're touching the stick. I'm sure it's been used to figure out whether to activate the touchpad here or not. Probably. Because, like, when you're gaming, you could potentially have your finger resting up on this thing, on the touchpad. I'm sure that's what it's partially using that function for. But if you play this, you'll find out that you can turn on gyro control, and by just resting your finger on the sensor or on the thumbstick, you can kind of do the 6-axis control thing. Take your finger off, and the 6-axis stuff stops. Well, that's the Sony version of it, right? It's just gyro control. They call it gyro control in the little desk job thing. I haven't had a reason to use it in any games, but I just found out about this week. I'm fairly sure that at some point, I'm gonna go through and map the controller layout to work with it. That is super cool. This is like absolutely incredible, right? Look. What was the game that I had? Right, this is a super old game. I don't even play it much. I only have like 4 hours in it. But this is like the most incredible thing, and the community aspect of it is so amazing to me. So if you go into I'm super excited about that. I apologize. If you go into the little controller setting menu here, you can browse through community layouts. Layouts that somebody's already made for you to use in the game. Now, it doesn't exist for every single game. I'm planning on being that one guy that goes through and hopefully I can make a layout for some of the games that people don't really play. This is my whole Steam library. But, like, for example, this thing right here, MiG-29. This is a stupid old game. I used to play this game when I was a child. It's kind of... I never did get through the whole game, because my brain power was not enough to figure out the missions. It was just dick around and kind of have fun, right? Shoot missiles and stuff, whatever. This is kind of a cool game, but this is from like 2000. There's like, see, there's no layout. I'm planning on making a layout for this thing. I'm probably gonna make a video out of making a layout for this game, because I can already see how this would be really annoying to do your layout through the touchscreen. That's why I'm figuring a Type-C dock with a mouse plugged into it. Anyways, that's kind of my 1 month with Steam Deck. If you like this video, comment, like, subscribe. I don't know, something. Subscribe. There's only 15 of you. I want more of you. I'm committed to making dumb videos. All right. I'm not a genius, but I'm committed to making dumb videos, and as long as y'all are willing to listen, I'll put them out. Anyway, see ya.